we are undoubtedly going through one of the most painful altcoin cycles that we have seen in quite some time. I mean, most people with an altcoin portfolio, the numbers are looking pretty bleak. A lot of narratives are down 70+%, and a lot of narratives are struggling to find their feet. But right now, there is some hidden alpha in the space. People are really focused on meme coins still, Solana trading, this and that. But there's real opportunities on chains that we talk about here on the show quite consistently that I'm going to talk about in this video, that if you're looking in the right place and you get involved with the right projects, is the easiest way to make money in this market right now. And it is one of my most bullish long-term investments where you can find these opportunities. We also have the OpenSea airdrop, the Doodles airdrop, a big stimulus package may be coming to NFT traders over the course of time. So I'm going to go over that as well as some other market news in this video. Let's go ahead and dive right into it, guys. Like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more every single day here on In the Game and on Crypto Banter as well. We have you covered gaming, AI, meme coins, RWA. We have it all here for you on In the Game. So like and subscribe down below. As well, a big shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. We have 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗏, Moontropica, CRADLE Games, as well as Medieval Empires. I want to give a big shout out today to CRADLE Games. They obviously just had their TGE, which went really well. It's trading at a multiple $1 million market cap currently. The chart has been very stable since launch, and especially in this market, it hasn't really taken any sort of a hit other than the initial launch. So for me, that is a big success given the altcoin sentiment out there at this moment in time. And you can actually jump in and play this right now on VR, and it's on Steam. You can jump in with your Oculus, with Meta, whatever the case is. So you can jump in and play this right now. It is one of the more fun AR, VR experiences that I have come across in the space, and we are happy to have CRADLE Games here as a sponsor on this channel. You can check that out in the link down below in the description. Now let's jump into the market. Obviously, like I said, this altcoin market has not been friendly. Let's just say that. And when we're looking across the board, 30-day numbers are still pretty bleak. Like, a lot of projects are down quite substantially. It's really hard to find footing, and especially in narratives like gaming and traditional meme coins, like stuff like Brett, which was at a $1.8 billion market cap, is now trading at $400 million market cap. Like, things have taken a huge downturn over the course of the last few weeks. But on the daily chart today, we're starting to see some rebounds. We have AI 9000, which is an AI project on Avalanche. It is up 99% today, so a huge pump there. Maybe a little inorganic, but who knows. We have Crown, which we have some news on Crown here coming up in just a second, up 37% on the day. Neural AI up 33% today. Trump coin with a huge 34% gainer on the day. So some altcoins are starting to find a little bit of ground in this market, but still, for the most part, it's been a pretty painful endeavor. I mean, we're looking at MOG sitting at 350 million, and this was at one point one of the premier meme coins, right? So things have just completely flipped on their head over the course of the last 3 months, I would say, and the money-making opportunities have changed, but the long-term thesis has not. So if you are still invested in altcoins, I don't think that it's something you have to really like, oh, I need to get out of alts and just go all into Bitcoin. Look, it's been a Bitcoin bull market so far, but I don't think that it's the time to panic sell your whole portfolio to just go full port Bitcoin. While you should have Bitcoin in your portfolio, I don't think this is the time to rotate out of alts, because I do think alt season, it plays out this way every single cycle. There are major dips, there's Bitcoin dominance runs, and then we see altcoin euphoria, and whenever that happens, we have to be taking profits diligently. And as we go through that here in this cycle, we will have you covered there on when I start taking money out of the market, because that's the most important thing, right? You're walking into the altcoin casino, so to speak. You want to leave with more chips than you came in with. That's the bottom line. So we will do everything we can throughout the cycle to maximize when altcoins turn around. But we have to take a look at the big picture. We see BlackRock, their assets under management is a 15x in total under crypto assets for the last 365 days. So a few years ago, this was just a pipe dream, and that is true. Like, we see adoption from the biggest governments, institutions, from Trump's administration, from BlackRock, all these people who funnel down to the financial institutions. So to me, crypto and the longevity of this industry has never looked better. So we have to always keep that in mind. And I saw a great tweet from 𝗟𝗩𝗘 the other day, just kind of mentioning, like, if you're playing the short game in crypto, you're never really you have a chance to win, but it's going to be really tough to win the short game. Like, we're not looking next week. We're not talking about next month. We're playing for each 4-year cycle and for the longevity of crypto. So that's what you have to keep your eyes on and keep focus of that bigger picture. So diving in a little bit to some news in this market. Obviously, right now, some people might be a little low on liquidity. You might be full into altcoins. You might not have stable coins, which is, a rough spot to be in. If you feel like you want a DCA, or if you feel like there's opportunities out there, but you would have to sell another token to get into it, no one really likes doing that. So whenever I'm looking in the market right now, there are a couple things coming up if you have been an NFT trader or a holder of certain collections that could give you a little bit of a stimulus package, and that is number one, absolutely the OpenSea token. We have C is coming, and it is going to be based on historical usage. So if you were trading NFTs in 2021, 2022, 2023, or 2024, there is a retroactive airdrop there that will reward OG users who were trading NFTs in the NFT mania. So to me, obviously, we don't know what the valuation of OpenSea's token is going to launch at. However, I think OpenSea could make quite a comeback if they did an airdrop that just shocked the space, and I think that's what they have to do at this point. I mean, still, for the most part, people are using Magic Eden, they're using Blur, for whatever the case is for those NFT traders. The only way for me that OpenSea finds their way back on the map is if this thing is an absolute cook and people are able to come in here, claim their airdrop, have thousands of dollars potentially to play with because of their traditional or historical NFT history, and then they can go, find some altcoins they want to invest in or put it into some of the opportunities we're going to talk about in this video. So OpenSea's token is absolutely a big catalyst coming up, and I'm excited to see whenever this launch. I think the second one that you have to look at is the Doodles token. However, I think this is more of a trend ride. Doodles is an OG collection. They had the McDonald's collaboration, all that stuff. But to me, this is nothing more than just another NFT project doing a token. So Doodles holders, you will have an opportunity, and I think like 60% of this token is going to the community. So that is a pretty good, substantial amount. But for me, there's nothing to be excited about for the Doodles token. I am very, very much looking forward to the OpenSea token because I think that could inject some much needed liquidity for people who, might be full ported into altcoins at this point in time. Moving on to some crypto gaming news, and yes, the gaming narrative has also been so down bad. We don't really know what's going to turn the tides for gaming. For me, it has always long awaited been off the grid mainnet token, getting just more people actually trading in the economy that's not on testnet. And that is rumored to be by the end of Q1 still. I'm hearing rumblings that Q1 we should see off the grid go live, and we'll actually talk more about that in just a second. But we had some huge news when it comes to crypto gaming blockchains this week as Ronin went open source. Now, what does this mean? Like, it's a blockchain hustle. Like, people couldn't just build on it. They were actually only accepting projects into the Ronin ecosystem that they handpicked. You could not be a crypto game and think, okay, I have the choice to build on IMX, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, Zai, whatever the case is. That wasn't the case. Ronin was only accepting games that they felt like were a fit to their community. But now they have opened the floodgates, and Ronin is open for builders to develop with. And I think this is going to be a huge catalyst for gaming as far as just seeing the chain adoption of Ronin. I think Ronin, when you look at the metrics, it's a two-way street. Or it's a two-horse race to me. I think the top crypto gaming blockchains right now are Ronin and Avalanche because of the Avalanche subnet capability. But we're going to see a lot of games poured over to the Ronin network here, and I think this is a very, very bullish catalyst for Ronin because their metrics are already so impressive, and they only welcome in games that they hand select. So I'm really excited to see what happens with the Ronin blockchain going open source. And look, we already have games porting over. We see Photo Finish Crown saying they've added full support to the Ronin network as a part of their mission to bring real money virtual horse racing to millions of players worldwide. I do feel like this kind of credited into this token pump we're seeing whenever we see, I think Crown is up on the day. I think it was 37%. And look, I see comments sometimes about Crown and about some of these other gaming coins. Look, the whole gaming market's down. It's really hard to even look around the space and find anything that's just flat or breaking even. Like, things have been rough in the gaming space, but this is an opportunity for a game like Crown, which is moving over, and they're, you know, adding capability. I would say they're not going to fully port their game from Solana to Ronin, but they're adding Ronin compatibility. I think it's a great opportunity to pick up some of these games that are real revenue drivers, to have a little bit of a degenerate feel of, you know, people are in here risking and betting and gambling inside of this ecosystem basically, and there's people winning money every single day, and the project is a revenue driver. So to me, Crown is still a great bet when it comes to low market cap coins. So it's just a way, you have to look in a perspective. Everything is down in this market, no pun intended. What horses do you want to bet on? For me, I'm really focused on DCAing the top platforms. You guys always know that, but at the same time, I think there are opportunities to see, you know, growth if you're willing to take a little bit of volatility risk and risk reward on stuff like Photo Finish Crown, Moontropica, stuff down the market cap ladder that is quote unquote riskier, but have been building just endlessly throughout this market. So I think there are opportunities in the gaming sector, but as always, I'm looking at stuff like Beam, Crown, Prime, Super, Ronin, Zentree. Those are still my like top gaming projects when it comes to protocols, and I think it's the safest way to allocate your money into gaming at this point in time. We also have some other catalysts going on here. We see Parallel Colony Prime coming out with a little bit of a preview of their agent creation update in their Parallel Colony game. Very bullish for Prime. And I also think Prime, if we just go look at it, we'll filter by market cap here and find the Prime token. We can see it's below $7. I think that's a great DCA point for this token during the bear market and right whenever gaming kicked up in August of 2023. August 2023, we picked up Prime on this channel at $2.77. I do think under $7 is still a great DCA level, considering the circulating market cap of Echelon Prime is sitting at $240 million. They have Wayfinder AI coming up. They have Parallel Colony. So to me, that is very bullish, and I think that the catalysts line up very nicely for something like a Prime. And I do think Ronin those are probably the top two like protocol / infrastructure investments in strictly gaming today. If I was to DCA right now, I'd probably look at Prime, I'd probably look at Ronin. And also Beam and Super are super cheap, no pun intended, once again, at this moment in time. But now, of course, we're not talking about DCAs. We're going to talk about what I think is one of the best opportunities in this market right now if you are especially in the Avalanche ecosystem to be making money in a market where people are really scrambling and it feels like getting a little desperate of, is the cycle top in? Do we even see more upside from altcoins? So right now, Avalanche, I mean, it's going to sound crazy, Avalanche has the most going on in its ecosystem right now out of the entire high-level crypto space. Now, you might think it's crazy. Oh, look at the pump fund numbers. Of course, the Solana trenches are alive and well. Do not get me wrong, they're not going away. But you look at stuff, there's a Binance narrative right now, Binance Smart Chain memes, and they've been cooking. And then we see Broccoli, CZ's dog yesterday, go to like 100 mil or whatever the case is. But right now, people who are reading between the lines and paying attention, and is also not as crowded of a trade. That is super important. Everyone hopped. Oh, I saw a tweet, it was like a meme about people like filing in a line, and it was exit liquidity bridging over to Binance Smart Chain. So you don't want to be in that scenario where you're in a super crowded trade. And Avalanche has always been this sleeper, and I don't understand why. You know, Avalanche, they always have had some of the most going on in the entire space. Obviously in gaming, Off the Grid, Shatterline, Bloodloop, Spellborn, we have MapleStory as well. And you look, you know, Scump was playing this game just the other day. Like, they still have big streamers coming through the door and playing the game. They have some big updates coming up, as well as mainnet launch right around the corner. And you have to remember, the people building on the subnets like a Beam. You know, Beam is utilizing Avalanche subnets for their Beam network, as well as the big entities, the RWAs, the JP Morgan Chases, the BlackRocks that trust Avalanche's technology in the blockchain sector. So they have so much validity, and it's always kind of baffled me why they get overlooked. And I understand the degeneracy. Like, people have always wanted to be where there's like so much upside on a trade, or it's a meme coin narrative, whatever the case is. But now, with what's been going on the Avalanche network, it has been happening, but not a lot of people have been participating. We see everyone's worried about CZ's dog in the Solana trenches. Meme coin Meanwhile, meme coin launches on Avalanche are absolutely crushing it. And ket and 𝗥 are these two, and I'm going to show you these charts. They are absolutely crazy. And they have single-handedly started a meme coin narrative on Avalanche. So my bullish thesis on Avalanche continues to grow. And you guys know on this channel, I am a huge AVAX advocate. And anyone who got in on this pre-sale for 𝗥, if you had one of the top allocations, you were actually, as of now, your bag is worth over 6 figures. As you can see here, the allocation for the 𝗥 token is worth $100,000, and I think the max allocation was something like a few hundred AVAX or something like that. I think it was a couple hundred AVAX. You could get the max allocation into this if you were approved. It's an application process, and then this has turned into a 6-figure bag for anyone that did get involved. And it's not just this one. This also printed with ket. This was the first one that set the standard for this, that anyone who got in on this pre-sale, this coin's trading at $335 million market cap. And that chart, despite the altcoin market that we have been through, look how just it's up only, which is just crazy. And then of course 𝗥, as you can see here, is at 100 million after I think 2 days. Yeah, this launched on the 12th and today's the 14th. So I mean, this is ridiculous. We're seeing gains across the board on Avalanche that really we've not seen before, especially in repetition. There has been stuff like 𝗥𝗩𝗎𝗓 in the past. There have been other meme coins that had a little bit of a narrative, but back-to-back cooks like this, it has definitely brought more attention to this, but still people are so focused on Binance Smart Chain and Solana right now that these Avalanche trades are actually just not crowded. And there's a lot more opportunity to be able to print on this. And the dream, he works for Avalanche here, talking about how the meme coin season is bringing mindshare up. You know, Avalanche mindshare is up 200% in the last 10 days. They're onboarding tons of users to the chain, as well as a bunch of ETH and SOL users. So it's starting to catch some attention, and this eventually will become diluted. So every pre-sale is not going to cook quite like what ket and 𝗥 have done. You have to make sure the project lines up and looks good. The next one coming up here is actually a gaming and AI agent platform, and it's memes, and it's called Memoria. So it's a meme coin, gaming, and AI agent. So here on this channel, we absolutely love that. And their pre-sale application is live now. I think there's 4 more days to be able to submit this. They went live with this on the 12th, 7 days. So I would definitely try to get it done by the end of the weekend if you want a chance at this. The AI agent is actually going to select the winners of the applications and the allocations, and we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, this isn't going to be here forever, but certainly this is a narrative right now on Avalanche that people are not really super tuned into. Like when I look across the timeline, people are still just not, like the Avalanche crowd and the people in the know are talking about this. But right now, I think this is worth a shot. Obviously, we just saw a $300 million cook and a $100 million cook. And even if this went to $50 million or $30 million, this would be a major win for anyone who has an application accepted into the pre-sale. So Avalanche meme coin pre-sales. I never thought I'd be saying that quite, like I'm so bullish on Avalanche gaming and all this stuff, but I never thought I'd be sitting here at this point in the cycle saying, yes, one of the biggest alphas in the space right now is Avalanche meme coin pre-sales. But here we are. But as always, this is going to get risky. I think it's going to get crowded after a little bit more goes by. Like the first few, I think are going to cook, but then there's going to be a lot of grifts that come through the door, want to do an Avalanche pre-sale that aren't really that quality. But this one does look good to me. I'm going to try to participate in it as well. Let me know your thoughts. Have you been participating on the Avalanche chain on any of these launches? Did you snipe some of these tokens when they went live? Because they've literally been up only for the entire trajectory of the charts. Just let me know down below if you are participating on the Avalanche network. And also, let me know what you're DCAing in this market. Are you sitting still? What are your thoughts? Has the top in? Are we going into a bear market? I've seen some wild takes in the comments, so let me know what you're thinking in the comment section below. As always, guys, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you got value, alpha, or you just enjoy the content in general. And I will see you guys on the next one. And thank you for bearing with me. I'm obviously traveling. I'm in a hotel room, so not really my normal setup. We'll be back at the desk next week. So I'll see y'all then. As always, play well, my friends, and stay bullish, my friends.